Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video, it is going to be a video. It's not just an audio. I'll have pictures. I'll have pictures on screen for you, so if you want to listen, it'll be okay for just listening, but it'll be helpful if you look. We're going to be talking about the new, not HasLab, Marvel Legends Apocalypse, and this might be a surprising thing for some of you. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay, let me explain that, I guess. It's not any more overpriced than almost anything else from Hasbro for Marvel Legends. And it actually looks good. So I don't know why so many people are freaking out. Like, this is exactly what you guys asked for. Especially the ones who have been defending all of these high prices. If you think Ant-Man or Giant Man was worth $200 or Dragon Man is worth $85, then this is the same amount of overpricedness as those. It fits in just fine with those price points, so I don't really quite get it. But let me go ahead and explain the whole thing. We're going to do this kind of like I do my reviews. I'll do it in the same sort of order, like a general overview, and then we'll talk about the look, the accessories, and the articulation, and then we'll see if we think it's a good idea or not. So let's get into it with the general description. It's a 12-inch Apocalypse based on the X-Men 97 cartoon, and it is a Hasbro buy it now or you're gonna miss out sort of situation. It's not a HasLab, but they will have a select period of time. I don't think they put an end date on it yet. Maybe they did, I didn't see it. Select period of time to pre-order it, then you wait a year and you get the figure, and supposedly no more sales. Although with Dragon Man they did more sales. We'll see if they keep doing more, who knows. And eventually they'll probably reissue it in some other capacity anyways, my guess. Just because they can make money on it, and they just have to wait long enough for people to not get upset. That's my guess, but either way, that's what it is. 12-inch Apocalypse, $120. Alright, so I don't like this whole business model, particularly like the whole we're never gonna sell it again thing. It's a one and done sort of deal, made to order. But also if we have extras, which we will, we're gonna sell them anyway. So we're really just using this to try to get people to buy stuff. Like, I don't like that. Just put it for sale. Solicit it to Big Bad Toy Store, everyone else, and freaking sell the thing online. You're already selling through Hasbro Pulse and making extra profits there, so, you know, the whole thing is kind of fishy the way Hasbro does their online sales. I don't care about that, but that's kind of a neither here nor there situation because we can't do anything about that, and it doesn't affect this figure specifically on its own. So let's just talk about the figure. Does it look good? I have to say, it does. I would rather it not match the X-Men 97 theme, this kind of doughy sculpt that they have going on for a lot of these guys. Like, it's not really doughy. It's kind of doughy. You get what I'm saying. It has that cartoonish vibe. It has softer features, I guess, but it does look freaking good for what it is. Would I rather it not be the mainly purple version of him? Yeah, I would. I prefer the blue and gray and black, but that's not what it is, so that doesn't matter. It is what it's supposed to be, and it looks really good. The silhouette on this thing is just amazing. It's exactly, I mean, it's not amazing in the literal sense, but it is for Hasbro because it looks nice, and it's funny they put him next to Cable, because Cable actually is really good too. I have it. I'll have the review up soon. This guy looks really good. The silhouette looks like it's supposed to. The proportioning is really good. It has the big broad shoulders. It doesn't have super strange looking legs. It's like a V-shaped torso. His head's not gigantic. It's not sticking up to. It looks exactly the way it's supposed to look for this stylized version. That's what's a bummer to me, is that it's the stylized version rather than just a good Apocalypse figure. So that sucks, but, you know, that's just like, don't buy it if you don't like that look. But if you do want this look, then there's nothing more for them to do in terms of the sculpt. It looks like it's supposed to. It looks really good. Now, as far as paint goes, like, well, we don't know. I'm guessing it's going to look like a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. They haven't released yet any single item that doesn't look like a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. No matter how big or expensive or fancy, they all end up looking like giant Marvel Legends. So some people are complaining it's going to look cheap. Well, probably, and that's why I say everything they make is overpriced. For the Marvel Legends, it's probably going to be not as nice looking as you want it to be. Now, if the whole thing's covered in paint, then it's going to look really nice. I doubt that. I doubt that very much. I'm guessing the purple parts are going to be bare plastic. I'm guessing most of the blue parts are going to be bare plastic. We do see some paint here and there. It has sort of a cel-shaded look, but not really, so it doesn't quite match any of the previous figures. It doesn't match the VHS figures, which it's not supposed to, but they had that really crappy cel-shaded paint job. And then the X-Men 97 figures don't have a cel-shaded paint job at all. They don't have these weird lines. Like you can see on Apocalypse's thighs, he's got lines painted. Not shading, just painted straight lines, which I don't think they've done on any of their figures yet. And I could be wrong, but I don't remember it. So that's a little bit weird. It's not going to match. It's not like enough to make it not match the figures. But if that's the only amount of paint he has on him other than like the necessary, whatever is absolutely necessary, it's going to look cheap. So yes, that's why I always say, these figures cost too much. And that's why I've said in some of the comments I responded to, he's probably going to be overpriced. At $120, I don't see it. We'll talk about the pricing again at the end. But yeah, I think for a Marvel Legends figure, this is going to look like a Marvel Legends figure, presumably. I think it looks good. The sculpt alone is enough to sell me on it, just in that it looks nice. If it doesn't have that much paint, it still looks better than most Marvel Legends because it has a really good sculpt. So, aesthetically, I don't think there's anything to complain about. It looks like what it's supposed to look like, and it looks like they did a good job. Even if it's bare plastic, still a win. Would be better to have paint. Now, as far as accessories go, this guy is loaded. He's got a ton. He's got a whole bunch of accessories. And where is the photo I'm supposed to be looking at? There it is. Okay, so yeah, lots and lots of photos. I do have lots of photos. Lots of accessories. He's got 2 heads. That's pretty standard. Stern head and angry head, that's fine. Don't need a yelling one. I think that's all right. Closed hands, open hands. I would like to see a hand designed for him to hold other figures by like the ankle or something, like an open but gripping hand. That'd be nice. But I think the open hands, closed hands, that's reasonable, especially considering the fact that you have all these interchangeable hands. You've got the mace, you've got the blade, you've got the drill, and you've got the gun. That's 4 accessories that go on his arms. I don't want to call them hands. So you get those. You get 1 blast effect for the gun. You get the other blast effect for the gun. It's like a flat one. That's the one over above the shield. You get the blast effect that goes on the ground, which I guess is just supposed to look like he shot the ground. And then you get the shield, which is actually quite large. Actually, all of these accessories are quite large because he's pretty darn big. So he doesn't need more accessories. Like, he's got plenty. Sure, it would be nice. It's always nice to have more hand options or facial expressions, but this is definitely a good assortment. It's not everything you may ever possibly want, but it's everything you're going to need. It's definitely enough. So in terms of the way Hasbro handles accessories, this looks like a pretty good one. I don't think any of the figures they've ever released have had a sufficient assortment of accessories, not bogged down by a bunch of crap you don't want. I'm thinking of Maximum Spider-Man here. Yeah, I think it looks good. Like, they're good-sized accessories, too. There's a lot of plastic in the box, so it doesn't look like they held anything back specifically. I'm not looking at it and thinking, boy, we really need that. I guess maybe he hasn't used it in X-Men 97, but like the pincher hand, that probably would be a good thing. But maybe he hasn't done it in this new X-Men cartoon. I haven't watched it still, but maybe that would be a nice addition. But like, you still get 4 other things. So, 4. So that's nice. So I think accessories, that's a fine loadout. Maybe the pincher arm, but maybe that was only in the toy. No, they had it in the show. Okay, so we've done the aesthetic, we've done the accessories. Articulation, well, obviously we don't have it in hand yet, but we can look at the photos and see that the torso has at least a single ball for the upper diaphragm joint, the upper torso joint, and at least a single ball, probably a single, at the waist. No ab crunch, just balls. And I love me some balls. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I'm happy about that. Another thing we can see is that the head can move around, looks like on a ball. I'm hoping it's on a double ball. It doesn't need to be the antiquated crap that they usually do for necks, so it'd be good if they did double balls. That way you can turn his head around and move it inside that collar. That would be great. It does look like it's moving some in there, so it looks like it might be a double ball, so that's good. For the shoulders, they could have easily made the shoulder pad part fixed, and then you just had to deal with it. But no, they rotate. They look nice when they rotate, and there's no gapping or anything, and the arms should have as much range as you want for them. So that's good. In addition to that, the tubers look like they're long enough, and hopefully they're flexible enough that they aren't a pain in the ass and they just keep popping out. It looks like you're going to be able to pose the arms no problem, including the tubers and the shoulders. Even raising the arm all the way up, you can see with that mace shot, his arm's pretty high up there, the shoulder pad's not in the way, and the tuber's not binding. That looks fine to me. The legs look like standard Marvel Legends legs. It looks like his legs can go forward far enough. Let me find that other photo. Like, maybe they're a little bit limited, but in this shot here, you can see it's enough. Like, he's not going to pose like Spider-Man probably, though their Spider-Mans usually can't. This is not, it looks like it's fine. It looks like the articulation's fine too. So the figure itself, not counting the price point, doesn't raise any red flags. It looks like a perfectly adequate, probably, I think, significantly better than average Marvel Legends release. It is a 12-inch figure, comes with lots of stuff, and he's not a spindly thing. He's a pretty chunky dude with chunky accessories. So far, I'm happy. Like, if I didn't know the price point, I'd be like, yes, this is awesome. This looks good. I like this, other than that it's got that 97 motif. All right, so now we can go back to the price point. 120 bucks. Obviously, I think that's too much. I think everything they release, especially their premium stuff, the HasLabs and all that, it's all way overpriced. Because everything they make looks like a Marvel Legends figure, and they don't have a high-end look to them. Ever. They have not yet. Galactus, Sentinel, Dragon Man, Giant Man, Engine of Vengeance, the Maximum figure, they have never impressed with the aesthetic, other than for Marvel Legends. You always have to have that caveat. So, is it too much? Yes, absolutely. But is it more too much than any of the other figures? I don't think so. Dragon Man was 85 bucks. He's way smaller, came with way less stuff. Likely less paint on him, and definitely, significantly, way less plastic. For sure. He got an extra set of wings. That's it, really. The other accessories were kind of garbage. So he didn't come with that much, and he was $85. I thought he was way overpriced. Giant Man, 200 bucks for that guy. He was 2 feet tall, so he was double this. He didn't have much going on other than articulated fingers, but I don't think he actually looked very good. And if you're okay with that for $200, if you think Giant Man was good for 200 bucks, this is a shoo-in at 120, given all the accessories. And he's bulky. So even though he's half as big, he's probably a fairly substantial figure. I mean, we won't know. I guess he could be hollow and crappy plastic, which he probably will be to some degree, but for Marvel Legends, he's still going to be substantial. So you compare it to either Dragon Man or Giant Man, I don't think there's any real good complaint for this guy. And then you have something like the Insomniac Venom. Everybody keeps bringing that up. Oh, that was such a big figure for so cheap, and relatively speaking. And it's like, that figure was nothing compared to this figure. It was shorter. It was skinny. It had almost no paint on it. It had no accessories. Like, it was basically nothing compared to this. It was a cheap figure to produce. So, I mean, maybe that one's slightly less overpriced than this one. But they're all overpriced. So I don't get the argument, frankly. I see a lot of the Hasbro people, it's like not the people working there, the people who are like staunch supporters of the Marvel Legends line, no matter what products come out, they seem to be getting upset at things in the inverse of what they should be doing. Like, this one's perfectly adequate. If anything, it looks good. That's another point, is like, okay, most, if not all of Hasbro's products for Marvel Legends are overpriced. Most of them aren't very good. They're not the types of figures you would want to have anyway, other than it fills a spot, it's a character you want. This actually looks good, so if they're going to do an overpriced figure, it might as well look really good. I don't see any glaring problems with this thing. Dragon Man had a few issues. I'm not talking about QC issues, that who knows. This guy doesn't have anything that stands out to me, which means for the normal person that doesn't look for everything that they could possibly find, I don't see anybody being upset with this, unless it comes out as a pile of garbage, but I don't think that's going to happen. None of their big things have been piles of garbage, none of their expensive things. So I don't personally get the hate that this is getting, other than, I guess it's trendy to hate on things, which I'm accused of all the time, but my Maximum reviews, I have so much evidence to the contrary, it's not even funny to bring it up. It's like, this is fine. I'm actually looking forward to this. It's way overpriced. Yes, like all the other things. What do I think this should be priced at? In today's market? Well, I think Marvel Legends shouldn't be anywhere near $30 in the first place. So I think this guy, I think this guy's probably an $80 figure. If Hasbro hadn't jacked up the prices on everything and everybody kept eating it up and buying it up. And people like to bring up the tariffs every time I say something about Hasbro's prices. Okay, sure, the tariffs are affecting things. This isn't about politics, it's about Hasbro. Why are Hasbro's tariffs so much higher than everyone else's? Why are Jada's tariffs so tiny? Why are their figures so good for the money? Why are Hasbro's the opposite? Just, okay, it's like, stop looking for anything you can to justify bad business. Hasbro's just crept the prices up on their products way faster than anyone else has. Or at least than most other people have. And this is what you get for it. You get a $120 12-inch figure. It's not going to be a $40 or $50 12-inch figure like before. That was 10 years ago, and those didn't have as much going on. They weren't as nice figures. They didn't have as many accessories. This shouldn't be anywhere near that price. That's why I think $80 is fair. I'd probably even say in this current market, $100 wouldn't be that far over. 120 I do think is overpriced. But because this one actually looks really good, I don't think it's that bad. There's nothing else to say. I guess that's it. I'm done. I don't think it's that bad. I do think it's overpriced, but I don't think it's that bad, and I think the figure looks nice. So as long as they don't make it look like crap in production, like if it's all swirly plastic and bad QC and stuff like that, and if there's no paint or shading or whatever, and it does look like he has some cel-shaded stuff going on, as long as they don't like totally screw up, it's gonna be fine. You'll probably like this more for your money than most things they release. So I don't get the hate that's going on. But that's my 2 cents. You guys kept asking me about it, so I figured I'd make some money, make a video on it, and so here it is. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.